welcome to the DeJuTTT's kitchen. This is Jumoke here. How are you today? I hope you're well. I hope your family are doing great. So I welcome you again to the DeJuTTT's kitchen today. If this is your first time, thank you so much for joining me. And if you're a regular, thank you for coming back again. I really appreciate the support. So today I'll be showing you how I make Ayamase stew. Ayamase stew is from Ogun State of Nigeria. Nigeria is in West Africa, and Ayamase is mostly eaten or cooked by the Yoruba people of Nigeria. So it's a stew made from unripe peppers and spices and bleached palm oil. Not to talk too much, let me show you the ingredients and we'll get started. Yes, so like I said in my intro, I'll be making Ayamase today. I'm making quite a large portion, but I will just show you the major ingredients you need. I'll write the sizes that you need per small pot in the description below. But here are the ingredients. The star of the show is the green bell peppers. You need this. Without this, there's no Ayamase. So you need green bell peppers. The second star is the palm oil. You need palm oil that you will bleach. For me personally, some people don't use it, but for me, I use chilies and Scotch bonnet. The Scotch bonnet does not have to be green, as a lot of people always believe they have to use green Scotch bonnet. It does not have to be green. As long as you've got Scotch bonnet, you've got your bell peppers, you're fine to go. So those three, and then onions. You don't need too many onions, just a few is fine. And then I like to add some blended crayfish into mine, so I'll be blending that into powder form. Another thing I like to include is the locust beans. Yorubas call it iru, some call it dawa dawa, so that one. And I've got my meat here. I've already seasoned my meat because I'm gonna put it on the oven now. But what I've got there, I've got beef, I've got tripe, and I've got cow foot. You can use any meat of choice. I've seen people try Ayamase with chicken. I've actually made seafood Ayamase for a client before, but personally my preference, this is also for a client, but personally my preference will be to use goat meat. If I was making it for the house, I would use goat meat because I think the taste is just distinct. So go for whatever meat that you fancy, or seafood. I've tried it with seafood and it's amazing. Maybe I'll do a video of that soon. So yeah, and then you need salt for seasoning, and I like to use, when I'm doing this, I like to use a crayfish stock. So you can use whatever you fancy, and I will show you the steps as I go along. The first thing is for me to cook this meat. I will still recut it into bite-sized chunks, and then once I do that, I will blend my peppers and sieve it. I sieve mine. People have different ways of cooking it, but this is my own version. So I'll do that, and then I'll bleach the oil. So follow me as I go along. So this is what the blended pepper looks like, and that's the water. So the water from this is what I will use to blend the rest of the pepper. The reason for sieving it is to quicken the cooking process, so that because you need to make sure the pepper is dry before you fry it. So to quicken that process, to shorten the cooking time, I sort of sieve out the excess water first. So I'll do that for the rest of the pepper, and then I'll show you the next process. So like I said, I have a pot dedicated to Ayamase. I have two actually. So this is one of them, and that's the pepper blended and sieved, as you can see. It's looking nice already. So all I'm gonna do now is to put some seasoning cube and salt, and then just cook it for a bit before frying it. Basically boil it or steam it, as you see, for a bit before frying it. So while the pepper is cooking, I'm going to bleach my oil. So I'm going to bleach the oil for exactly 10 minutes or maybe 11 minutes. Anything more, then your oil is burnt. Anything less, then you'll have a funny aftertaste, so it won't be properly done. So I'll bleach it for 10 minutes. By that time, it should be clear like vegetable oil. It should have that color, and even you'll begin to have that, perceive that aroma of Ayamase. So I'm going to cover it because I've got the knob for this has come up. That's why I've blocked it with tissue, because I don't want any of the smoke escaping. So I'm going to leave that on medium to high heat for, well, medium basically, for 10 minutes, and I will come back to that soon. By that time, the pepper will be ready as well, and then I'll dice my meat and we go on to the frying. It is bleached and ready, and now we go on to cooking food. I'll just show you the oil. So that's the bleached oil. Pouring it into the pan. Can you see how clear it's become? That's the palm oil, it's become quite clear. So what I did first was, after bleaching it, I let it cool down before opening it. You let it cool down first. You don't want the smoke going everywhere. And that's my rinsed iru. So I'm adding that to the oil first. And I just let that fry a little before adding on the meat. Like I said, this is my own version. Different people have different versions. Even I have about 3 different versions. But yeah, so this is one of the easiest ways. Okay, so the iru is starting to fry. Now I'll add the meat just to give you a bit of a fry. And I'll leave that for like 5 minutes just to fry in the oil. Yeah, so the meat has been frying for exactly 5 minutes. Now I'm gonna add the pepper on. Just in case you're wondering, for this particular one, I used 18 green bell peppers. I used 22 Scotch bonnets, and I used like 15 chilies and 3 onions. That's what I used for this. But as you know, bell peppers contain a lot of liquid, so that's why it shrank to this much when I blended it. And then you stir together. Note at this point I've not added any extra seasoning or salt. That's because I used some when I was cooking the pepper. So I will taste it later to see if I need to add more or not. And as you can see, it's coming on together nicely. At this point, I will add the blended crayfish. I will not add any extra salt until towards the end if I think it needs more when I taste it. So now I'm going to reduce the heat to low and then leave it to just cook on its own. And our ayamase is almost ready, so I will go ahead and boil the eggs to go in it. So our ayamase is ready. I'll just show you. As you can see, the oil has surfaced on it. Just zoom it. And that's it. Ayamase ready to go. And as you can see, our ayamase is ready. And you can see the oil has surfaced on top of it, so you can always strain that off. You can use more oil, but I prefer to use a bit less. But yeah, there you go. Ayamase ready to